talked about sensory memory. Let's talk about short-term memory. So short-term memory, aka working memory, is a temporary storage of system that can hold about 7 items at one time for approximately 20 seconds, give or take a couple items. Okay? And so, how we are able to take those items and put them into long term memory, at least one of the ways we can do so is through rehearsal. So, if you're trying, like somebody tells you a series of words or maybe a phone number and you're trying to remember it, what do you start doing? Typically, you will start rehearsing it back over and over and over in your head to at least try and consolidate that into your long term memory. Okay? The thing, though, when it comes to long-term memory, though, is you can have some storage decay with it, and if you don't use that information, sometimes and a lot of times you will lose it over time. But if you continue to rehearse it, continue to bring it back to consciousness in a way, and try and do other forms of memory consolidation, such as using acronyms or initialisms, that will help you remember information long term. But if you're trying a quick way to do so, and a lot of y'all do it naturally, is to just repeat that number or those series of words over and over and over again. Okay, until you find a piece of paper to write it down, right? Okay, so long-term memory can be broken up into explicit and implicit memory. So your explicit memory in long-term memory, aka known as declarative, includes your episodic memory and your semantic memory. Now, when it comes to episodic, these are like your ability to remember parts of your life, like episodes or like a storyline. You recall, you tell your friend a cool story that happened, so you go through the storyline of it, okay? Whereas semantic knowledge, you're not going through it like a storyline. It's just who's the president of the United States. That's just knowledge and concepts, things that you're able to bring about and remember, okay? And so that's things that you have conscious control over, relatively speaking, comparatively to implicit memory. These are things that you are more so involuntary, don't have a lot of say-so over as far as consciously recalling them. Because a lot of us have specific muscle memories that we don't need to consciously remember how to do. We just get back on the horse, get back on the bicycle, get behind the wheel, and we don't have to re-remember things like, okay, who's the president of the United States? Who's the first president of the United States? Let me think that. It's pretty automatic. And so procedural memory under implicit is like your muscle memories. Although the memory is not in the muscle, it's in your brain. As well as we have emotional conditioning, again, that can be found under classical conditioning. Remember in chapter 6, we talked about it being an involuntary process comparatively to operant conditioning, where you learn to associate two or more items together, which helps you to anticipate events. So a lot of us have a lot of associations that we didn't necessarily choose, and it helps us navigate our world. Okay, you don't have to consciously remember it. And so that's basically what I just described to you. That's just for your studying purposes if you are in my class.